Hey, and welcome to another game which would be played on Frontline as the previous match, since it's from the tourney, and the tourney is run in rounds, and the rounds have the same maps, so we get to see this map again. The competence now is Quebec and Pomegranate, and both players have been featured on this channel before. Both very competent, strong players, probably in a definitely in the top 10 or even top 5 as the strongest players in R.U.S.E. At least from the active players. I don't know a lot about Old Guard, but those players are both super solid, and they both hold good tournament titles, if there's such a thing as one. So the Pomegranate opens with as a France with air. Interesting choice enough. We don't see 4 depots this game. The Pome runs with 3 depots only, and this time is going to be air, and Quebec definitely needs to roll with air on this map. So it's going to be, for the both players, there's going to be 3 depots and an airfield, and let's see what this turns out to be. The Pomegranate has another truck, and let's just see. It's an artillery base, so the Pome decides that he needs some extra anti-air, especially against Quebec, and he uses decryption. Good stuff. Good stuff. So he kind of predicted that the airboat is going to fall off. And interestingly enough, the Quebec isn't doing anything. He's researching something. I wonder if it's either bombers or Spitfires. And I would give like this should be Spitfires, since French have Spitfire research completed. Yeah, production cancelled as ordered. Makes sense. So the Pomegranate is going to place his anti-artillery base down. And the Quebec is going to place another depot, since he now has Spitfires to secure the air. Although Pomegranate is closing in fast to snipe, Quebec may have to use camo in order to secure, and he does. He did use double camo? Yeah, he did use double camo. Production cancelled as ordered. Kind of waste of the cards, but well, there's nothing much you can do when the snipe is incoming for you. And now Quebec can quietly build his air force and his base. Let's see how that turns out. And from what I gather, the Pom is probably spamming camels. And yeah, he does it well. So quite passive game so far. And let's see if the Pom adds a depot. And yeah, I think this is definitely a depot. No, it's an armor base. Quite an interesting choice. Armor base. So he will add something to be dealt with. He sees that Quebec as well adds another building, which is anti-tank base. What a prediction, huh? So, oh, he has like decryption as well. So they both know what each other is doing, and nobody's really getting the better of it. It should be like hardcore leveling if Pomme will now cancel tank base and opt for something else. But since you're French, you always need armor base, since there's no really other way to get recon except for air recon, and air recon against the UK is just ridiculous, since it's going to get shut down and it's really unreliable. And anti-tank base for UK is a good choice. Nothing wrong with it, and he already has the barracks placed. Didn't even spot how fast was it. So yeah, Pomegranate has 2 fighters ready to rock and roll, no upgrades so far. The Quebec has Spitfires, but there's only 1 made, now 2. So nothing much is going on, they're both getting their money. No engagements in the middle, as opposed to last game, where there were like recons running around and killing each other's depots and just trying to sneak into enemy territory. This game is pretty passive so far. So the Pom starts out with a Pentard to actually go and see what Quebec is doing. He has no idea. It could be like, well, if there was a radio silence dropped, the Pom would know about it, since it actually tells in the game that you have radio silence on. So I don't think he suspects any units, but he should know that as well, that Quebec isn't really making any admins. Although in 10 seconds the both decryption will end and Quebec is free, as well as Pomegranate is free. Well, Quebec more because he's under camo already. He could like just place an admin right away. So finally some action. So Quebec is starting pumped out the heavy infantry, and he has 2 Spitfires in air as well as paratroopers, and he will try to make something happen. He already placed this depot, so currently it's 5 depots against 5 depots, yeah. Both of players have placed already these depots. Didn't even spot those depots placed so soon. The Pomegranate gets an extra fighter. What I think the Quebec is trying to make of these woods, he will try to get this air transport as far as possible, and of course the Pomegranate is going to try and intercept him, and Quebec realizes that probably this drop isn't going to be much of an effect if the camels will shoot the powers down, so he decides to spare for the moment and maybe try to force Pomegranate to relocate a bit, just to, you know, get the camels to relocate all the time. Basically you can just shift click the paratroopers all around and scare the enemy into like thinking you're just going to go past, and then you don't go past. The Spitfires will relocate to protect the paratroopers once again. The Poma is on his buttons, ready to pounce. Yeah, and now Quebec tries to sneak in the paratroopers over there. Will it work? Will the camels actually start shooting? No. Interesting choice. He does manage to get it in. A couple of camels. Yep, he did the drop. Didn't even force a fire, but he didn't made an amazing drop there. And now he's sprinting his infantry, and as well as Quebec do. Quebec has a particular set of strategies, and all of these strategies mostly involve heavy infantry push with wide opens, as well as GGC Airborne and a couple of other players, including me, does this strategy as well. So the Poma will try to defend his depot using anti-aircraft guns. All he needs is 1 snipe and 1 auto attack, but yeah, he makes use of the fighters, and now he has to kind of respond to this wide infantry push, which is always pretty hard to do. It requires good reaction, good micro, and to be not able to use all units, not all units, like a single good units to the cheap infantry. So yeah, the 80 gun gets pushed back a bit. But the tanks are here to help cleaning up the infantry, and they're both on blitz. So the Spitfire is going deep for it, and actually I think Quebec got 1 plane down, as well as plane down here, and maybe even some unit. Interestingly enough, yeah, Quebec decides to take up an anti-tank base and just rely on enemy to destroy it, since most players will be playing this with auto fire on, and I doubt he will cancel that. Quebec manages to get 4 guards in there. Could spell really disaster for the Pomegranate there. There's no way he could stop them now. Fast. Loses depot as well, and yeah, it's pretty hard now. We lost an anti-tank base, and all the Quebec really needs to do is, yeah, Quebec is playing really good, solid defense game. You got an enemy depot, just now he will turtle 2 administrators, 2 administrative buildings is placed, and Poma doesn't have a single one, so Poma will need to try to man up and do some damage, because he's really kind of behind now in terms of economy, and there's just not enough money. Even though he's a little bit ahead of score, that doesn't mean really anything at this part of the game. Quebec plays the textbook game, 2 admins, and now probably gonna add the second airport in order to establish air dominance and do a little bit more like bombing or something. If he manages to bomb like 1 more depot and he has admins, there's no way a Pomec could come out of this game. So yeah, he's kind of forced, not really, kind of falling back, letting Poma push a bit, and Poma happily accepts the push offer. He gets the depot back into the game, and as well as place the administrative building to try at least combat some of the economic damage. And the Quebec's main goal will be to protect this depot. As long as he protects this depot, the game should be in his favor in terms of money. And since R.U.S.E is all about money, and all other things are basically rock, paper, scissors counters, there's limited options that Pomegranate could do now, and he definitely needs either this depot or this depot, and I don't think he can spell any other type of damage. He has a decent fighter count though, and even against Spitfire, but Spitfire is soon going to... yeah, it should be bombers, but yeah, it's another Spitfire and another Spitfire. So Quebec realizes that he's a little bit behind in the Air Force and immediately reinforces a couple more Spitfires, since now he doesn't need to do anything more than you know, get more Spitfires. He's good. He's quite good on the terms he's now. He only needs to prepare for like a push. But I think what he's going to do is just play a really turtley strategy and get sextants. It would make a complete sense against France. You need something to bomb France, and I thought he was going to opt for the bombers first, but now the sextants makes complete sense. Since the France is always really kind of vulnerable to artillery in general. So the sextants come out, and then all that Quebec needs to do is get like 3-4 sextants out and kind of stack infantry everywhere, and not really allow the France to push too much. And since there's no way the France could shoot over this, I mean, maybe you can with artillery from here to there. I haven't seen it that far, but yeah, a couple more anti-tank guns would be nice, since those 3 tanks could actually get here and try to snipe at least this depot. Although this depot doesn't hold any much more value, and it will probably run out and will require more investment, and point-wise it doesn't matter that much. The Pomegranate has restored his depot and he's still ahead in the score, although admins will slowly take their toll. The Quebec is playing really safe and added one more administrative depot, so it's basically a really turtly game. Quebec is trying to lock up his win by the damage he did here. This was the game changer. As far as it seems, the Pom is on 3 depots as well, but he made something and then cancelled. Fair enough. So yeah, Pom doesn't split his artillery, which is interesting. Okay, so the snipes are incoming. And let's take a look at the score. The Quebec scored a 150, and let's see how many planes the Pomegranate can get before losing it. So he gets only 1 plane. Only 1 plane? Really strange. I thought he kind of cancelled the plane. I thought he could get that recon, especially since all Spitfires were gone. And the recon plane would be really nice attachment. So yeah, the sextants are happily working at the enemy emplacements. Not really doing that much of a damage, but just generally harassing, which is always good. Kind of stopping it. So far the game's been pretty boring in terms of action, but strategically it makes total sense for the game of R.U.S.E. Quebec decides to probably reinforce with some ground recon, I would guess. One of the things I learned from Quebec on this map is that Coventry is pretty good against German recons. I'm not sure if he's going to upgrade or just get a tank, but I'll see. I'll see to it. I would guess the Coventry... no, he just gets a regular recon. Okay, makes sense. Although, I didn't know if it was before or after that he decided that Coventry was better, especially in this map. This map requires some ground recons, it's really good there. As you can see, the Pomegranate is able to hold this well. I think Pomegranate is kind of trying to play for draw here. We both know that Pomegranate likes to play defensively in general, and since he's ahead in score, he's always will be trying to play either for a draw or win, and not try to do anything cheesy. Especially the Quebec is he's on four admins, and the Pom is on 2. Oh no, guppies. So yeah, I think what he will do is try to take out those sextons and recons, and man, those recons are worth a lot of points. If the Pomegranate gets a lucky guppy shot off, ooh, it would be so cool. So from what it seems, the camels have been scattered pretty well around, and there's a couple more planes introduced into mix. Most notably guppies. The depots have ended. Also, even the Pom is that depot is ended, so they're relying on the admins only. Oh, the guppy didn't quite manage to get to a recon shot, and there's a huge battle in the middle with Spitfires taking a lot of damage. Wow, and it was clearly the Pomegranate's bomb against the Sextons, and the recons just earned a lot of points. And the Quebec kind of got back by killing a lot of, not a lot of planes, but a couple of planes. And then Pomegranate's fighters managed to get back on Quebec's fighters. So Pomegranate is like whopping 105 points ahead, which is, for this close of a game, is really good. All the Poma needs is to hold the line as efficiently, and he still has a couple of fighter bombers left, and Quebec has only like Spitfires, and Quebec needs to do something. He has 8 minutes to get those 105 points to at least play for the Brow, because currently he needs like what, like 10%. So yeah, not even close. 30 points is definitely more than 30 points. And the Pom is actually secured this depot. If he wanted, he could actually take it, I think. Well, maybe not. There's a lot of Spitfires there. Let's see what the Pom brings. He's bringing another air recon, and yeah, probably trusting the air recon is a little bit better than unreliable these recons, since these recons cost a lot of money and they give the enemy a lot of points, especially against guppies. So it's really good when you just can dump a $20 guppy and win a like a $30 recon, and you don't even care if the guppy dies or lives. So the Quebec will stick to his old strategies and just try to force something with a mass infantry push, and Pomegranate, realizing that he doesn't have much of a anti-infantry defense, will happily retreat to the starting positions and try to keep the 100-point advantage he has. It doesn't even matter if oh, he gets like one random shot at the enemy's Quebec's heavy infantry forces. So yeah, so what Quebec does is just try to mass Spitfires, and he has 6 minutes to make it all come together. He needs to like get all his plans in order and try to make for the push. Okay, the Pomegranate kind of harasses the side a little bit. He doesn't want the guards to be stepping into the forest. The Sextons are still doing some, well, one Sexton there's left.
Of battle time remaining.
So far so close game. Oh, there's a fanatism going on. So yeah, and the Spitfires are coming in, and this is going to be a huge battle. Let me even speed it down a bit. So for what we see, Quebec is scoring some points. Still, Pomegranate is 100 points ahead. The Spitfires are just slaying most of the guppies, but they will be facing with camels after that. The tanks are working, but those tanks are probably dead, since those are hitting from behind, and those tanks are in a trap position, but will be relocated to this. And the Pomegranate basically slays a lot of Spitfires. A lot of Spitfires have died, and they're all gonna reinforce and will come back. I know if those two tanks make a difference, but those two tanks are lost. Definitely. How much they're worth? 20? 20. Hopefully the artillery will get some points back, as well as this recon. Quebec will definitely get both of these tanks. Those tanks were trapped from the start. These tanks are kind of like saying, who cares? But now they have a job on this side. Yeah, they're ready to roll. It's been defending. Actually, it doesn't blitz right away. So the Quebec, using his money advantage, is trying to make one more time with Spitfires, and it's going in, and Quebec should be able to come over the top of this. Oh no. Yeah, it kind of did that. It kind of seemed that Pomegranate engaged first and managed to score some points. The guards get a lot of kills in the forests. Pomme can't really contain them that well. He's probably spamming a lot of the tanks, probably going into panic mode. This is really a stressful situation. One of the closest games we've seen here in lobby. Really good game so far. I've been enjoying this so much. I can't even tell which one would win, because Quebec only needs a couple of 100 points. He needs one good push like this. Like, see? And the Spitfires make a killing of these light stuff. It's been really close now. Wow, what a game, what a game, what a game, what a game. The archers are coming in. The Quebec is making really good use of his units here. And somehow the Pomegranate again makes it work. Again makes it work by getting a couple of Spitfires down. Not a couple, like the Quebec has almost equalized the score, but somehow managed. I think the Kupi is hunting for that recon. That recon is worth a lot. Up. And it strikes and earns 30 points. Now he doesn't even care about Kupis. All the planes are taking off. Will Quebec get to the depot? Such a close game from the start. Although Quebec is on the start. Okay, so these points are going to be exchanged. 3 minutes left in the game. Yeah, Quebec made an amazing push, but it's Pomegranate somehow still made it even. Not even, but made it back with the same edge. Nothing has changed much. Still, you can see like 95 points now, but the kill's been massive so far. I think Quebec is running out of ideas. He's tried of something that should work 100%. Stack Spitfires, kill Air Force, use infantry. He's done a lot of game, but Pomegranate just seems to deflect it so well so far. And Pomegranate has lost some of his Air Force, but the camels are still going strong. Let's see. Remember the Quebec had an economical edge at all times. He has way more money than Pomme, and Pomme just I don't know, has to hold out 2 minutes and not lose.
2 minutes left.
Too many points. Really close game so far. Yeah, and as you can see, the Quebec is trying to take a chill and figure out this proper strategy of what he's going to do. He's going to relocate his force. He's going to stack more Spitfires in order to deal with the air, since he knows he has an advantage. He still has, what is it, like 200 income more in this time, and he just needs to take one good push, and he can still win. Really good game so far. Amazing game. Pomme is relocating his tanks a bit, and also spamming a little bit of camels, since without camels there would be no way he could stand against this. And the Quebec is going for the Lancaster. Makes total sense. He needs to bomb one admin and just kill a couple of forces, and it's totally fine. Oh, the bomber could spell a trouble. Will we see another? Oh yeah, so the infantry push begins. He opens it. The tanks are on all places. The Spitfires come in, and since this is a really close game, so they all go with fanatism. Okay, not all. Quebec uses fanaticism. The score is still even. What are the guppies doing? Oh, the Quebec goes for this. Yeah, he's going for these 2 bases. And he hopes that this will be enough. It isn't. It isn't enough. The score is once again even, but now the Quebec has infantry on the run, and he still doesn't have a blitz, which is amazing. The camels trying to work out this infantry, and it could be a life or death of them. One infantry gets spotted, but they both get routed, and the tanks also make a work here. And wow, amazing game. Probably one of the best games I have seen so far, and whole rules really such a close. Although it was really passive from the start, in the end the tensions really started to kick off because both players had that chance to win, and amazingly how Pom held it ground, just stepping back, retreating, and Quebec just playing so tactically correct, like regrouping, taking a stab there and stab there. I don't know, maybe that bomber could have went through and bombed the admins, but I think the Pommer had camo saved up, and I don't think the Pommer would risk losing this game to not being able to place camo. Alright, thank you for watching this amazing game, and see you in the next game.